Hey everybody, quick couple clips here before we get into the video. And no, the highlight is not Tyler Stevenson popping out in the ninth inning against David Bednar, but actually it is the very next pitch that is thrown. 2 outs in the top of the ninth, down one. The closer, Bednar for the Pirates, throws an inside curveball that Stuart Fairchild turns on and hits it over the short porch and left forward. Not the walk-off win, but would end up being the game-winning runs. And then right here, kind of a funny clip and some unlucky circumstances for Tyler Stevenson. Hits it off the bag, which is usually a base hit, but Machado plays it. Good stretch at first for the out.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to MLB The Show 24 franchise with the Cincinnati Reds. My name is Jake. Last time we did the trade deadline here back July 31st, going into August. I played the entire month of August. As you see, well, I didn't play every game. I sent obviously some. That would take me forever to play every single game. But very good month of August. We had a 9-game winning streak going, and I was playing this game in its entirety off camera, and I fucking lost because Randall Grichuk hit a homer in the ninth to send it to extra innings, and then he hit a 3-run homer or 2-run homer, whatever it was, in the 10th to win it for him. So fuck you, Randall Grichuk. But anyway, um, I'm going to record this in not two different upload parts, but I'm going to record this and then I'm going to go to bed and record the actual game against the Pirates and Paul Skeens tomorrow because I'm very tired, but I absolutely hate ending days on a loss. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do the call-ups and we're going to talk about some of the things that have been going on in this season so far. As you see, the record 93 and 44 is absolutely fantastic. Almost 50 games above 500. We have by far the best record in baseball. The Braves are the next closest, and we have a 6-game gap on them. So very, very good there. As far as individual performances, Bieber has been really good. Hunter Green is actually the front runner for NL Cy Young, so that's absolutely awesome. Nick Lodolo has been solid. Andrew Abbott, solid with a 3 ERA. And Graham Ashcraft has been solid as well. So everyone pitching is doing well. In the bullpen, TJ Antone's been the lead guy. James Karinchak's been pretty solid for us since we got him, although he doesn't pitch a ton of innings. Excuse me. Sam Moll's the only one that's kind of struggling, but when I use him, he does fine, so it is what it is. He's just not been good in sim. And then Suter, Jabot, Pagan are all doing good. Alexis Diaz has a big problem with letting up homers this year. I don't know what it is, but he leads the NL in saves with 45. So the ERA is higher than what we'd like, but he's still doing good for us. Tyler Stevenson's inconsistent still, but not nearly as bad as last year. Um, Jamer's hitting a lot of homers and driving in runs for us just like last year, which is good. Spencer Steer's been doing solid this year. Noelvi Marte's been really solid. Ellie De La Cruz has kind of tapered off a bit, especially in the month of August. He didn't have that great of a month, but still, batting average at 280 is much better than anything he's had in his career. His on-base percentage is 334, which is solid. The slugging is okay. As you see there, he's a 3.5 WAR player, so very, very good there. TJ Friedel absolutely raked in August. His average is now pushing up towards 300, so he's been the consummate leadoff guy. Really, really good there. Bubba Thompson is 0 for 13, but I really just have him up here for speed and defense purposes. Matt McClain, we're not going to have an MVP candidate. Well, maybe Hunter Green, but if we were having a position guy, he is definitely our dude. 22 homers, 91 ribbies, 35 doubles, 12 triple. I mean, he has just been really good. 873 OPS, a 5.6 WAR player, and he has played the most games for us. He's been awesome. Stuart Fairchild's been really solid as that platoon role. Career highs pretty much across the board, and all the offensive categories. He plays good defense. He's fast. Actually, in real life, he robbed a home run today off Manny Machado, even though the Reds still lost, but still. So good from him. And then Will Benson still hitting above 300. A little inconsistent. He'll have games where he has like 3 hits, and the next game he'll go 0 for 4. So, but still, 923 OPS is the best on our team. Really good from him. Really, the only guy that I've been disappointed with is Christian Encarnacion Strand. He has come up and even in both sim and in games I actually play, he's just not really playing well. His walk rate is really good, which is obviously good to see. But for September call-ups, I'm actually going to move him back to AAA, partly because Andres Chaparro, who we got from the Diamondbacks in the Jake Fraley deal, dislocated his shoulder off camera, so he's out for pretty much the rest of the year, which sucks for him. But anyway, as far as the actual call-ups go, I am going to finally bring up Pete. No, not send him to Double A. Move to MLB. I'm going to bring up Pete Crow Armstrong. Um, I feel like he deserves it. The numbers across the board have been doing well. Um, and we need to see what we got from him because I've been extremely patient with him, but now it's time to see what exactly he can do. Um, and then the other position player I'm going to bring up is, well, before that, I'm going to bring a Rhett Lauder as well. Even though his numbers in AAA aren't staggering, they're still solid, and I think we also need to see what we have from him, and he's not on our 40 man. Do we have space? Quick math, yes we do. So I didn't realize we didn't have him on our 40 man, but we're going to move him up, and he will not obviously we probably won't start him, but he'll definitely come out of the bullpen here and there. He took Bubba Thompson's numbers, so I'll have to fix that off camera. As far as the last guy, not Jake McCarthy because we have too many outfielders as it is. Probably just bring back Reese Hines, honestly, just as kind of you know. He came up earlier in the year and actually didn't do too bad, as you see here, 320 average, 810 OPS. So let's bring him back up, and I'm going to have to do a bunch of number adjustments because they're going to be all out of whack. But yeah, now Pete Crow Armstrong's numbers change. I hate how it does that, but I'll fix all that off camera. But I want to insert Pete Crow Armstrong and have him obviously not playing first base, but I will have him playing center field, and we'll have Will Benson DH, and we'll switch Matt McClain probably back to second, and then we'll have Spencer Steer play corner outfield. That way we have more speed on the middle infield to cover. And then against lefties, he's going to play every day, so obviously not first base, but again, kind of a similar situation here. We'll jumble this around to make sure that Matt McClain is at second, and then we'll have Jamer DH and Spencer Steer play first. So I'll obviously mess with the batting order, and then as far as the minor league goes, obviously Christian Encarnacion Strand slots in there. I don't know if I want to bring up Cam Collier to AAA because he honestly tapered off a lot in the past couple months. He was on a staggering growth before that. Still, obviously, really good rating bumps, as you can see, but maybe you want to keep him at AA, but could certainly look to bring him up. Yeah, we just need CES just wasn't getting the development he needed at the majors, so we'll send him back down again. Totally fine being patient with him. Because he's 25, he got the A potential. We need him to pan out because Jamer's contract is up after the next year and want him to slot right in there. But I'll look more into kind of finagling the minor league lineups, and then again, I'm going to finish recording this part. I'm going to go to sleep and rest off the fact that our entire organization got swept on the final day of August. And then I'll record this game against the Pirates, which I guess we can sim up to it to kind of see how teams are doing. The Cubs are at 500. The Giants, I know, are a wild card team. The Dodgers and Guardians both having good years. The Tigers having a good year. I remember when Chicago was one of the best teams in the AL Central earlier in this season. Now they've completely fallen off, which you would expect because they're just not good. The Twins are right there in the playoff picture again. Blue Jays aren't far back. Kansas City's kind of a long shot, but they're still floating right around 500. New York has fallen off a lot from last year. Same with Baltimore. Miami's bad again. The Cardinals are once again in the playoff mix as the Brewers are disappointing. The Angels, of course, I've paid close attention to them just with the additions they made around Mike Trout this year. They are 10 games above 500 now and right in the thick of playoff race, and the Mariners, exact same record. So if we kind of look at that and then look at the playoff picture, the Dodgers, Phillies, Giants, and Cardinals are all in the wild card spots. The Cardinals and Giants tied up. The Cubs and Mets have an outside shot. The Cubs more realistic. But that'll be interesting to see the playoff race there, as the Diamondbacks have completely rebounded off a bad year last year and are atop the NL West. The Padres and Rockies once again suck. Padres just continue to be disappointing. 28 games below 500, and they're they're mid-ranked, but you would think they'd be floating around 500 with that roster. Pirates, really bad in our division. And in the NL East, not many surprises there. In the AL wildcard, the Guardians and Twins obviously aren't both wildcard teams. They are tied atop the division. So the true wildcard teams are one AL Central, the Astros, and Tigers. So potentially 3 AL Central playoff teams. Didn't think I'd ever say that. But the AL wildcard's a lot closer than the NL. Mariners and Angels both a half game back. The Blue Jays only 4 games back. And again, the Royals kind of an outside shot, but 6 games back with a full month. You never know. Rangers atop the AL West. I remember they were kind of struggling to start the year, but then they really hit their groove. But even as the division leader with that wild card spot, if they go on a slump, as they're on a 2-game losing streak as it is, they could quickly fall out. So, but good to see them back atop the division. Obviously, we've kind of talked about the AL Central. The Rays have made a big improvement from last year. Obviously, they added Pete Alonso was their big addition, and that seemed to pay off pretty well for them. They're 76 and 63 atop the AL East. As far as awards are looking, we can take a quick glance at this. Matt Olson leads the way for MVP in the NL. Jordan in the AL, looking to repeat. Hunter Green, like I said, is leading the way for NL Cy Young. Shane Bieber is there as well. So our top 2 pitchers. Big reason we are almost 50 games above 500. Luis Garcia in the AL. Batting title, Adley Rutschman. Nolan Jones from the Rockies, probably their only bright spot in that entire organization. Reliever of the year, Alexis Diaz would be probably the leader if his ERA wasn't in the 3s. But like I said, he's struggled with letting up home runs. Andres Munoz in the AL. Colt Keith, the AL Rookie of the Year leader, and Zach Veen. So I stand corrected. Nolan Jones is not the only bright spot in the Rockies organization. Zach Veen, as the favorite for NL Rookie of the Year, is up there as well. So anyway, that's a good look into everything. In case you're wondering, the AAA team is 66 and 66, despite being the 3rd best team. So that's kind of disappointing. The AA team is once again pretty good. So anyway, that'll do it for. I'm not going to break this up into 2 videos, but I'm going to go to bed, sleep. I'm tired, and then tomorrow I will record again, and we'll loop the 2 recordings together. We'll play the Pirates and kind of talk about some of our September call-ups and what to expect for the rest of the year. Are we good enough to really make the World Series with the best record in baseball? I don't think so, but I think we could definitely make a push for a National League pennant, or at least be in the National League Championship Series, right? So I'm going to cut away, and I will pick back up with this video when we take on Paul Skeens, who, by the way, I adjusted his velocity rating. I played him in a game off camera. I can't remember which one it was off the top of my head, but his velocity is 98 to 101 now on his fastball, so much more like he is in real life. I remember that one game we played against him, and he was throwing like 94. So, yeah, much more realistic what he actually throws. Anyway, I'm going to end this part of the recording, and I'll pick up tomorrow when we take on the Pirates, all right? All right, I am well rested, I'm well fed, and I'm ready to play this stankin' game against Paul Skeens. And the Buccos will do, forgot to turn them on, we'll do quick counts again. As far as the lineup, could benefit from giving Noelvi a day off. Let's go ahead and get Stewie in there. All right, now we need to figure out how to finagle the lineup. There we go. And then we'll flip. Okay. All right, so good to go there. So we got Pete Crow Armstrong's going to make his debut for us in this one, which is exciting. Looks like the Pirates have one of their top prospects, Johnny Murphy, up. I think I remember his name being in
here in Cincinnati,
previous year's draft, so cool to see one of the 2024 draft prospects already up. And I don't know if you heard that, but it's Labor Day on this hypothetical universe, so that's pretty cool. We get to play the Labor Day game. Actually, I think we played it last year, and I accidentally called it Memorial Day, so. I mean,
Just about set to go
kind
down.
of the same
So here's the
purpose.
lefty, Nick Lodolo. And
We got
Cindy,
Nick
we were
Lodolo on
talking
the
earlier
mound,
about how he's doing
having a pretty
great
solid
job
year.
navigating
Definitely worthy of
tough
that
spots.
extension we gave him.
I've just been so impressed.
And we
with
face
the way it
off against
seems
Tom
like
Murphy,
there's
who
more
has
pressure.
absolutely no
He's
pop, but
more
pretty
calm
good
and set. He's
contact.
done
So
an
I guess
incredible job
an
with
old
runners
school
in
type of
scoring
leadoff
position.
guy
Most
here.
guys, they get a little tight, they start to aim the baseball, but for some reason, he gets looser.
And he
the ball
rolls
comes
one
out of his
weekly
hand
for
with
Jamer
more
at
life,
first.
and
No
he's
problem
able to
there.
wiggle off the hook of
Step on
tough
the bag, one
situations and
away.
get his team back in the
So
dugout.
We take a
here in
check of the
September,
Pirates
I
lineup
mean,
put
obviously,
together by manager
would love
Derek
to
Shaw.
lock up the
Now
#1
batting,
seed.
Brian
We have a
Hayes.
pretty good cushion.
One
I kind
down,
of went
bases
over it. I
empty.
think
In
we had a
the air,
6-game
right
margin
side,
between us and the
Fairchild
next best
settles
record in baseball,
underneath
which I
it.
think was the
Snags it
Braves.
for the second out.
Hey man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That
So,
is an excellent pace.
But I could be wrong on that. But I
Brian
definitely know
Reynolds
we definitely have
And
a
2-1
pretty
hammered
fair
foul.
cushion to work with in terms of getting the 1 seed.
For whatever reasons,
I definitely want to get Pico Armstrong pretty much every day playing time.
And a base
Because
hit
again,
right
I need
there.
to. I've been
And
super
that
patient with him,
extends the
probably
inning.
overly patient.
He needed that one. It's been a tough stretch at the plate lately.
So
I really
definitely
like
got
the
to
approach to
see.
that swing.
All
That
right,
was a
is
good
he
changeup
ready to go for next year? Do we have him on the playoff push?
Did get jumpy and just
Or
smacked it to
do
the
we
opposite
continue to be
field.
patient with him? Kind of, I sent CES back down because he's been struggling and don't want to stunt his growth too much.
A swing and a miss at the fastball to
But we'll
end the
see.
inning.
We get the strikeout of Jack Sawinski, so nothing will come of the 2-out hit from Brian Reynolds. Here's Paul Skeens, the #1 pick from this previous year's draft in real life, and he has not been good here in his first full season in the majors. As you see there, I think I mentioned it in the precursor to this game that I adjusted his velocity, so now he's throwing as hard as he really does in real life. We're able to get pretty solid contact on it, but no problem for Sawinski in center.
Sawinski makes the play, and there's one away. Here's the lineup for the Reds.
Fourth in the NL in runs this year. That's much better than last year. I don't remember if I went over the team rankings for stats and stuff at the end of the year, but our offensive numbers were not good. Whereas this year, much better, and that's probably been the bigger factor as to why we're the best team record-wise in baseball.
And there's a ball.
Whereas last year it was kind of the pitching that carried the way. This year it's the offense. Well, not carried, but definitely pulling its weight. Strikeout there. That was a pretty good slider.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard.
Now Matt McClain batting right at 300. Well,
as a hitter, that pitch is really
1 percentage point below.
and
We
there's just
were
not much you can do
on
with
time
it.
with
You
that.
know
It's probably a
that,
solo
you
shot,
get
but
run up by the umpire.
a little bit late on it.
Two
Got to
down,
adjust to the
nobody on.
velocity.
Knocks that
And
one
now he
away.
throws a changeup.
And we'll
Wow,
do it
that's
again.
a big velocity difference. 15 miles an hour there. I thought that was a fastball the whole way.
The pitch.
All right, didn't fall for the slider there.
That one missed.
Full count now.
Really good take, especially with
Ellie
2
on deck.
strikes.
See his numbers there. The average increase has been the most promising thing for him.
And that's ball 4.
And we get the call there. Thankfully, that cutter did not break over the plate more. Still, that's a 50-50 call, and we get the nod there.
Shortstop takes the ball.
Definitely not going to try to steal on the Skeens Henry Davis combo. A guy that throws 100 and Henry Davis with upper 90s arm
The
strength.
inside edge.
Matt
And
McClain,
that's
decent
ball
speed,
3.
but the steal rating not very good. 3-1 here to Ellie.
2 outs. 3-1, and he
And
couldn't come up with it.
Does not throw a strike to Ellie, so now Jamer, our second best run producer, gets a shot with a
Next
runner
to
in scoring
hit,
position.
Jamer Candelario. And that misses as well.
Skeens cannot find the zone here.
They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
And a swing and a
Oh,
miss.
I know for a fact that was okay. I was going to say I thought that was good timing, but apparently not. It was only just early. Whatever. Full count.
Get into that dugout and hit the reset button.
At the very least, we're running up
Second,
Skeens' pitch
De La
count
Cruz
early.
On at first with 2 down. Fights it off. He'll
Throws
see
that
another.
changeup. It's definitely hard to adjust to that with
pitch
the
count in this first inning. Lots of
speed
confidence from this
difference.
team that is perhaps the hottest in baseball right now.
And the righty deals.
Would I have gotten the call there had I laid off? Who knows? But pop out to end the first inning. The nerfy hits in this game.
And stepping in is the speedy
Any hypothetical gambling addicts in this universe, just like myself, would be happy with that. Leover Peguero, who busted up the perfect game for Andrew Abbott earlier in the year, just hits it foul there.
And now the lefty bounced out to
Slow
short.
roller for Ellie De La Cruz. Peguero runs pretty well, but no problem there.
In the second. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Henry
Davis. I don't remember if they still have Endy Rodriguez. I feel like I saw them trade him at some point. I could be wrong on that, but either way, Henry Davis, former #1 pick out of Louisville, has settled in as their everyday catcher. I know they were playing him in the outfield a little bit in real life to kind of allow Endy Rodriguez more playing time, but again, I can't remember if they have him in this or not. I feel like I've seen them trade him. Who knows? Maybe in one of those flurry of moves from the previous offseason. A lot of them didn't make much sense. Some of them made a little bit of sense, or some of them made a lot of sense, but I feel like a lot more were just like kind of head scratchers. This one's hit pretty well down the line. It's going to fall foul, but caught by Stuart Fairchild, who is having himself a career year. We jump in with a 3-1 count here for Benson, our only guy hitting above 300. And pretty good fastball to hit. Timed it up well, just not able to barrel it up right to Sawinski. Now Tyler Stevenson, career high in ribbies. Did not realize that was the case for him this year, but that's good. Thankfully, not that he's been amazing, but he's been much more consistent than last year. He has not had to be sent back down to AAA. And his ratings are once again increasing a lot, so
righty to the plate.
Has not gotten back to the level that he did in 2021 or 2022 when he first came up. But, well, 2021 is when he first came up. 2022, he got hurt. But before he got hurt, he was raking. So hasn't gotten back to that level, but still been solid at the catcher spot. Able to work a walk with him. 101 mile per hour fastball here to Stuart Fairchild, who has pretty much set career highs everywhere. This is the most playing time he's ever gotten. Lazy fly in the right here, though.
And there's 2 away.
2 down. And now our first at-bat with Pete Crow Armstrong. Traded away one of our top prospects for him, and Sal Stewart to the Cubs. And Stewart in the Cubs system has been progressing pretty nicely. I checked off camera. He's like 70 overall. He's one of the top 20 prospects. Really good fastball, so kind of an underwhelming debut here, at least in that at-bat for PCA. Now Cole Young, who the Pirates traded O'Neal Cruz for. I think they got another piece with it, but traded O'Neal Cruz to the Mariners. Kind of a strange move if you ask me, but it is what it is. Struggling to put him away here. Full count. Hit pretty well in the right. Playable for Stewie.
Puts it away for the out.
Maybe caught that one off the end just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it
Tamar
up.
Johnson, another one of their top prospects in real life on the infield. Short guy, but evidently has some pop. That one just foul.
Hit pretty hard and sure had home run distance, but if you're the pitcher,
They're able to avoid the cursed solo homer that has bit us so many times in this franchise, well, at least on camera. We're not pitching with Shane Bieber, though, so less likely to give one up. Of course, now that I said that, I'm going to give one up here in about 4 pitches.
He's the second batter of the inning, and on the mound, he's already thrown 13 pitches. They got him working hard.
Back-to-back full counts, making us work for the outs here in the third. And I knew I jinxed it. I really knew I jinxed it. Well, no pitching with Shane Bieber, so I'm not going to let up a solo homer. Yeah, I did. Thank you, Tamar Johnson, you freaking little bastard.
Lifted in the air, left field.
Looped in the left, Friedel, no problem. So good rebound there.
2 outs, base is empty. Brian Hayes digs in now. On the ground.
That is squared up down the left field line.
And that rolls into the corner. Now he'll turn for second.
I was trying to switch the throwing it to second base and just completely messed up the timing.
Oh, that'll make you feel good
Now,
as a hitter right there.
Brian Reynolds, who has historically hit, I struggle to get this dude out, so get there.
When it's ripped like that.
Well, at least we're not letting up a 2-out run there. We're just going to concede the solo shot. We're being no hit by Paul Skeens, although we have worked some walks.
Here's the left fielder, TJ Friedel. And that one is lifted in the air. Reynolds gets under it.
Not enough pop on it.
Brings it in. And there's one away. And ready to hit now for Cincinnati, Spencer Steer. And here it comes. Swings through that one for strike 2. But Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to.
I don't know if I showed it on camera, but I did give Spencer Steer an extension earlier in the year. I can't remember the exact. I think it was like 6 years, $48 million or something like that. So $8 million a year.
Right-hander kick steals.
And then I gave Noelvi Marte an extension because I've seen enough from him this year. I'm pretty confident he'll stick at third base for our future.
If your starter doesn't go that deep,
Good
teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Matt McClain, the next to hit for the Reds. Next offering is in for a strike. And another ball. Righty delivers.
Full count here again to Matt McClain. Yeah, that cutter went right over the middle, but I was definitely. Oh, I did have good timing. Okay.
The line to kick the pitch.
Thought I was early or late.
Ground ball up the middle. And that is that.
I feel like we're having decent timing on some of these, but just not able to barrel things up. At least yet. We got a lot of game left. But as I was talking about with Spencer Steer, giving him an extension as well as Noelvi Marte, I'm just continuing with that philosophy of just building within, banking on the young talent to continue to develop. Here's a play for Pete Crow Armstrong, and if he didn't have 99 speed, we probably don't get there. So able to show off what he's able to do as far as covering ground in the outfield.
Two down, nobody on. Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. And a pitch. Hammers down.
Oh, come on, man. That was a high fastball, and he's able to turn on it. Jeez.
He sends it out of here. His 7th home run of the season. It's 2-0.
Yeah, he must have been looking up because that thing was above the strike zone. Back-to-back innings lighting up the solo home run. I knew I shouldn't have freaking said anything about it. And now, wouldn't you know it?
But the solo shot stretches their lead even further.
Oh, well. They say solo home runs won't kill you. That's if you're actually putting offense up. And we still have not gotten a hit. I barely touched the friggin' button. Come on, game. Ellie third on our team in hits. That's ripped. Get out, ball. That's gone. All right, so we answer back with a solo homer of our own. And it is from none other than the face of the franchise, number 16 for Ellie. I want to see if they do the I haven't seen the Viking hat celebration in a while.
High velocity up and in is just
it's not worth waiting around.
for the hitter, but
Now
This
Jamer.
time he pulls the hands tight to the body, gets through this pitch. What conviction in that
That
swing.
changeup's really
Awesome job.
fucking good. Jamer getting close to 30 homers. I think he's at 26 right now. So looking to get back-to-back years with 30 homers for him. Oof, that might help. Just off the wall. Damn. That thing, if I had another foot of elevation on it, that would be homer number 27, I believe.
Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out.
But he gets his 30th double. Not 30th homer, but 30th double. We'll take it.
Next pitch is outside.
And now we're finally starting to get some hard contact. We've been timing things up a little bit all game, but haven't put any barrels on anything. That one hit pretty hard, 98 off the bat, just right at second base. But it advances the runner to third, so not a wasted at-bat for Willie Beeman. Timed up a slider over the plate, and we pop out to second. That really sucks.
Yeah, that was a wasted RBI opportunity, but
yep, sure was.
He is looking forward to make it up for it in his next
Full count here to Stuart Fairchild, so gotta be locked in.
2 outs.
Man, that changeup got me. Man, that changeup is just, it looks like a fastball coming out of his hand, and then it's just 20 miles per hour slower.
The 1-1 is fouled off.
But we're finally able to get some offense going there in the fourth. Just need to stop letting up solo homer. We dot a fastball low and away. Just our third strikeout in this game. Now Tamar Johnson, who hit the first solo homer on us.
Right through there for a strike. 1 and 2. That misses the zone.
Ooh, thought about it. Come on. I know you want to. You want to strike out. Everyone wants to strike out.
Bounce to the left side.
We'll take this.
Tosses across the first. And the
That's good enough.
Set down to the top of the fifth.
Now Johnny Murphy, who I saw on the bottom ticker that he had homered in his MLB debut. So maybe, I don't know if they faced a righty and he has just better power against righties, but only 28 against lefties, and we get the strikeout there.
Nothing doing here for Pitt.
So finally an inning where we don't let up a solo homer, and the Pirates pull schemes after just 4 innings. We did run his pitch count up, so but still, definitely an early call to pen here. That's a base hit. Our first with Pete Crow Armstrong. Left on left. He actually has better hitting ratings against lefties. Shoots the opposite way for a knock. Now, 99 speed, 56 steal rating isn't great. I just, do I want to test Davis and his arm strength? I don't know.
Trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Full count here.
Activity in Pittsburgh's bullpen. Domingo Herman loosening up in case he's called upon by Derek Shell. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
That was
a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
And that one ripped
right out of right. Man, that sucks.
2 down.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it too hard and right.
1-1. I'm going to try to steal here.
One of those bloop hits to get a knock sometimes.
Runner on the go.
Didn't get the best jump. He throws a breaking ball, and the 99 speed takes over. First steal for Pete Crow Armstrong.
Showed off the wheels there.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a bang-bang play.
Now we get a runner in scoring position. Anything in the outfield will bring him in with his speed. Oof. Just able to stay alive.
The Reds down by a run. Last half of inning number 5.
McLean has a good clutch rating. The vision's gotten a lot better.
That's off the mark. 3-2 now.
We go from a guy who throws 101 to a guy who throws an 88 mile per hour fastball.
Move to second.
That was a pretty good pickoff move, but thankfully, I feel like it's almost impossible to get picked off at second because you literally see one of the middle infielders move over.
Next offering popped
Once
in the
again,
air,
hit
right
well,
field.
right at him in right
In
field.
the
That's
inning.
just,
So one left for
that's just a bad beat.
back here in Cincinnati. New inning getting started. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Brian Hayes. The 1-1 is fouled off. And a ball and 2 strikes. And a pitch. Out to short.
Grounder to short.
Into Candelario's glove. Now one gone in the top of the 6th.
All right, Mr. Reynolds.
Now it's the switch
You have
hitting
not been
outfield,
kind to
Ryan
me
Reynolds.
through my years of playing MLB The Show.
Reynolds tries to hold up, appeal to first, and he held
Like
back,
him,
according
Mike
to Dave
Yastrzemski,
Lawrence.
for whatever reason,
The
I
2-1.
just couldn't. I can never get him out. I absolutely
And it's
hate
fouled away.
facing Mike Yastrzemski. Not so much anymore, but on the older MLB The Show games, when he was with the Brewers, Omar Narvaez
The throw
could
to
not get
first,
him out at
and
all.
they take care of Reynolds for the out. 2 outs, bases
Trying to think
empty.
of any
And
other
next will be
hitters
the
that
cleanup hitter, Jack
have just haunted me.
Up the middle. Oh, he gloves it.
Can't think of any off the top of my head. We get another 1-2-3 inning here. That'll probably do it for Nick Lodolo. Definitely gonna look to bring in a righty here. Brett Lauder's energy, I'm guessing he came off the start not too long ago. We'll go Emilio Pagan here to bring in the 7th inning.
Here at Great American Ballpark, bottom of the 6th inning. And now it's going to be Ellie De La Cruz. Next offering is down low.
Would love to be able to get on with Ellie against Gonzalez just because he does not throw very hard. But another pop into right field.
Hauls it in for the out.
We're keeping Olivares busy out there, but
Jamer
everything's been right to him,
the
so it's
next
not like
inning
it's
for
been
the
difficult.
Reds. Right side.
Another
Johnson
round out.
on to first, and they got him. So digging in, Will Benson. Lifted in the
Benson
air now
bloops
to
one into left,
side,
and that's a
now
base
for
hit.
base hit.
So we get a 2-out knock there from Willie Beeman. Left on left, which is always good for him. Now Tyler Stevenson, who does have, I jinxed it. I was going to say he does have good ratings against lefties, but they go to Adrian Hauser out of the pen.
They're looking for a big outing out of him right here to get some critical outs.
Young
Pretty weak grounder.
tosses to first. That's the 3rd out.
7, 8, 9 due up for us next inning, but
Welcome back. We're in the 7th. We have a new
Struggling
pitcher on the mound, Emilio Pagan.
we're getting guys on more consistently here in the middle innings. They're just not
Not an
manufactured.
easy guy to take deep.
And the right-hander deals. Got him.
Big curveball. Pagan with a sub-2 ERA this year has been
Frustrating right there as
probably,
a
I mean, we've had a couple of relievers having great years. Before we traded him, Fernando Cruz was doing well for us. As of course, right when I start to gas him up, he lets up a base hit. Thankfully, it's not a solo homer. But anyway, Brent Suter's been good for us as well.
To right, drifts towards it.
Ian Jabot's been solid. Really, the only guy that's not having a good year out of the pen. I mean, Alexis Diaz isn't having a great year, at least for his standards.
Cole Young, the
But
next
he still
Pirate
leads
to
the
hit.
National League in saves.
The 1-1 is fouled.
And Sam Moll's not having a great year, but everyone else is pretty good. And he gets the strikeout on the splitter.
That's the 3rd out. No run. And we're back. Set for the last
Stuart
half. of the
Fairchild will
7th.
lead off.
Now for the Reds, Stuart Fairchild. Up and in. Now 2 balls and a strike. Bullpen action for the Pirates. Aroldis Chapman loosening up in case he's called upon by Derek Shelton.
Got a lot of speed due up. With Fairchild, then PCA, and Friedel all can run pretty well. Oh, come on. Why did I swing at that? That would have been a freaking wall.
This one high in the air to left
Just
center.
not enough
On
pop.
the move to the gap. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
Yeah.
Pete Crow Armstrong. the
Should have
next
a
to hit
runner
for the
on, but
Reds.
I got too antsy. Pretty good pitch to hit
Trying
there.
to hold a one-run
Just a
lead
little
here
early
at the
on and
bottom
fouled
of the
off.
7th. Stays alive.
So again, Pete Crow Armstrong does have reverse splits, well, at least reverse ratings. He's better against lefties.
That's the ball.
And strikeout again. So both at-bats he's had against righties, he has struck out. And now Aroldis Chapman. They are burning through their bullpen. I'll get Suter. I'm going to keep
He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Emilio Pagan in. But we'll get Suter
Looking
at least
to get
warmed
the
up.
tying run on base.
Slider there from Chapman. I was sitting back on a heater all the way.
At the belt and fires.
And there it is. 102, way late.
Nobody left for sit. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to begin the 8th. Now it's the second baseman, Termarr Johnson. Swing and a
Pop up here, so able to keep a man off for the lineup to flip over, which is good.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And the batter now, Johnny Murphy. Kicks and fires. So now 1 and 2.
Johnny's getting tired, but ideally I'd like to get him through this inning.
On the ground, out to short.
Murphy doesn't run super well.
Into Candelario's glove.
We're able to make the off-balance throw with Ellie Cruz and the big arm.
Up next for the
2 away.
Pirates, Key Brian Hayes.
Tried curveball to put away Hayes. Not to be.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. And misses inside.
Close pitch there, and he's kind of wondering where it missed. You know, getting a feel for each umpire's strike zone is something that pitchers and hitters.
See, I can be good at this game sometimes. Every now and then, I can be good at this game. They are bringing out another guy out of the bullpen. So even if I lose this game, off camera, who are they going to have fresh in their bullpen? That at least plays in my factor a little bit, or my favor.
And down on strikes he goes, and 1 away. So up
not
next,
playing
Matt
well.
McClain. One down, base is empty, and that one fouled off.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and 2 away now. So now here's the Reds cleanup hitter.
All right, Ellie, we need another solo shot from you.
The pitch. The shortstop takes the ball. Holding on to a 1-run lead here the bottom half of the 8th inning. Fouls one off. 2-2. Two down, nobody on. Still 2-2 after the foul ball.
I would make contact with that, or why am I swinging at that? I don't really know. There's our fastball to hit there, just late on it.
And that is that.
Man. You know, thankfully,
so a new arm out of the
this time last season
Reds,
we're in a very stressful part of the playoff push. I would have been much angrier playing this game as throw this first. I would have been much angrier playing this game because it was just a lot more stressful because every game was super important. Perfect. Thankfully, Ellie's able to reach up and grab it. But this case, obviously, if we go on to lose this game, it'll hurt our push to get the #1 seed. But we're just in a much better spot than last year, so I'm less irritated playing as bad as I am offensively as I would have at this point last season. Now, that's not to say I am okay with losing. So hopefully, we strike out Henry Davis here. then we hit a grand slam off David Bednar as we get the call. That's a good omen.
They get a lead off. We're back. And
I will say, one of the last times I played Bednar, I did hit a walk-off homer against him. So, or maybe it wasn't a walk-off, it might have been go-ahead. I can't remember if that game was here or in Pittsburgh. I know that was timed. It was.
Because that's when he pitches his best.
Just not able to make contact.
And a swing and a miss.
I feel like that was pretty good timing too.
Retired here in the ninth.
It was.
Will Benson, the next
Sucks.
hit for the
Back-to-back
Reds.
good timers. I'm just not getting anything. Holy crap! That ball said hit me and tie the game, and I tried to acquiesce, but got too excited.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Hauls it in, and there's 2 away.
Good hard fastball.
All right, Tyler
right there.
Stevenson,
They
we'll
look
play hero
really good
here.
coming in, but so hard to get on top of as a hitter.
The Reds down to their final strike.
I thought about it.
Two outs.
Oof.
Spoils that one, and it remains 2-2. Got it. And the crowd goes on disappointed as this one draws to a close. And score here today, 2-1.
I freaking hate
Chris
losing, but it is
Singleton and
what it
our
is.
entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show.
Man, 4 hits. That sucks. Well, at least I'll probably play the rest of these last 2 games of the series off camera, but at least we get some not so good pitching, so that's good. Let's see. All right, let's see if our minor league team wins. Okay, our AAA team won. That's good. Cam Collier in his AAA debut went 3 for 4 with 2 ribbies, so that's obviously awesome. Chase Petty got the win on the mound. What about our AA team? 1-0. That sucks. I can't remember. Oh yeah, I called up Sammy Stafora, who's not exactly a top prospect, but could be a decent piece. Edwin Arroyo, 2 hits. But all in all, kind of a disappointing effort there against the Pirates, but still, yeah, 5-game cushion for the #1 seed, so that's definitely what I'll look to play for. But even if we choke that away, more so just want to see what we have out of Pico Armstrong. I'm going to play him every day, or at least, unless he's absolutely out of energy. And then probably get some playing time with Rhys Hines as well. As you saw when he came up earlier this year, he wasn't terrible by any means, 810 OPS. And then definitely want to get some action with Rhett Lauder. See what we have with that. So that'll do it for this part. Unfortunately, could not get a win, but next part, oh, that's cool. We started the season against the Marlins, and we will end the season against the Marlins. So I'll probably just play game 162. Again, the playoff push is not going to be as tight for us, so won't have to include any, footage from any of those games. So probably just, obviously I'll put in highlights if we have some, but we'll do game 162. Hopefully we'll have the 1 seed and see who we match up with. All right, so that'll do it for this part. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good day. Goodbye.